In today's video, we're covering the backgrounds of the elite and exclusive members of this club that have achieved a national championship at the college level, a Super Bowl victory in the National Football League, and they've won the coveted Heisman Trophy. So if you like this type of content, please be sure to like and subscribe so you'll never miss an episode of College Football Legends. Our next entry in this discussion is a player that may not exactly stand out in the stat sheet compared to his peers. However, he is the first defensive player to win the coveted Heisman Trophy. Charles Woodson is a native of Fremont, Ohio, and he stood out as one of the top running backs in the state of Ohio, rushing for over 2,000 yards, and he was named the state's Player of the Year, which garnered attention from every major program in the country. Despite the pressure to attend in-state powerhouse Ohio State, Charles Woodson chose to play for the University of Michigan, where he dreamed for suiting up for the Wolverines since his days as a youth in the Pop Warner Leagues. Charles Woodson's impact at the Michigan Wolverines was instant, where he started 34 consecutive games and he contributed on offense, defense, and special teams. In his junior campaign, he led the Michigan Wolverines to an undefeated season, capping off with a Rose Bowl victory against the Washington State Cougars, winning the national championship. Against their hated rivals, the Ohio State Buckeyes, Charles Woodson put on the best individual performances in recent history, with a punt return for a touchdown, an interception, and a 37-yard receiving touchdown. His play on both sides of the ball, including special teams, garnered him multiple awards, including the Heisman Trophy. Drafted in the first round by the Oakland Raiders, Charles Woodson went on to have the longest-standing career amongst this exclusive fraternity. Over the course of 18 seasons, Charles Woodson was a 9-time Pro Bowler, 4-time All-Pro, and he helped the Green Bay Packers defeat the Steelers in Super Bowl 45. With a career total of 65 interceptions and 11 defensive touchdowns, he stands amongst one of the greatest defensive backs of all times. The next player in this particular discussion is considered the most dynamic multi-purpose offensive player in the history of college football. Reggie Bush was considered the most dominant high school running backs in the modern era of prep level rankings, according to MaxPreps and Rivals.com. During his junior season at Helix High School in San Diego, California, he amassed 3,100 all-purpose yards and 34 touchdowns. And despite injuries cutting short his senior year, he rushed for a mind-blowing 1,600 yards and 27 touchdowns. As one of the highest-rated offensive players from his class, Reggie Bush chose to continue his career with the USC Trojans. During his time at USC, he was a part of arguably one of the most dominant teams in the history of college football. During his sophomore campaign, he had 2,300 all-purpose yards, including a 52-yard passing touchdown. With a star-studded roster, including Heisman Trophy winning quarterback Matt Leinart, USC was crowned national champions for the 2004 season. Following such a dominant sophomore campaign, Reggie Bush led one of the most dynamic seasons in history for a running back, with 2,600 all-purpose yards, along with a multitude of postseason awards, including the prestigious Heisman Trophy. Despite his elite play that season, USC fell short to the Texas Longhorns in one of the most epic showdowns in national title game history. Reggie Bush was drafted in the first round by the New Orleans Saints, and he was joining a team that had a history of decades of heartbreaking seasons. Along with a community that was recovering from the devastating aftermath of Hurricane Katrina, early in his pro career, he struggled due to injuries, and a franchise that was in the midst of a major rebuild. However, in 2009, the Saints had the most improbable and magical seasons in history. The Saints defeated the Indianapolis Colts in dramatic fashion in Super Bowl 44, bringing home the Lombardi Trophy to a city that had suffered decades of disappointment. Overall, Reggie Bush's pro career is up for debate. Despite his accolades in college and an 11-year NFL career, some would argue that he mightily underachieved at the pro level. Before we continue our discussion, I wanted to pause for a moment, and I want to personally invite you to like and subscribe to this channel. But more important to me, let's participate in the comment section because I love to continue this discussion. And remember, by subscribing, you'll never miss an episode of College Football Legends. Until next time.